All right, let's not beat around the bush. Bitcoin is not in a good place right now, and it's primarily because we managed to establish resistance at the $30,000 range. And that's the first time Bitcoin has ever done this. If we zoom out a little bit and take a look at this chart for Bitcoin, especially just really drawing our attention to the first time that Bitcoin rallied up above this level, we never actually came back down to this area, other than finding support. However, for the first time now, we have found resistance in this range. And we can see this pretty clearly, where if we zoom in, if I just remove this box and we zoom in, we take a very close look at exactly what's been going on, pretty much since we entered this range. So let's just drop a line. I don't want to go right for 30,000 because obviously the actual resistance support levels are always going to be slightly different. But in our case, I think it's fair to say 30,500 was kind of the key area where we were getting a lot of these rejections. As you can see, just bam right there, bam right there, bam right there again. And this has implications that could lead to, multi-year bear cycles. I absolutely don't think that's going to happen. I'm so firm in my opinion that I just don't think we're looking at something so horrifically bearish, because fuck's sakes, guys, everyone and their nan is talking about it right now. How we're entering a multi-year bear market, and that's just not how they happen. I want to make this very, very clear, right? When you've got the average 90% retail guys in the comment sections right fucking now typing away about how Bitcoin isn't recovering for years, that is absolutely not the time when it happens. No, it's going to be when people are in denial. The fear and greed index is so low. I don't know where it is now. Okay, it's at 13. It's been picking up these last few days since it's low at a reading of 8. But in any case, ladies and gents, this is exactly representative of a market that's more bearish than it needs to be. Take a look at this. I mean, we don't get this low often, and every time we do, good things happen afterwards, right? So I don't think that this bearish stuff is going to happen, but I can be wrong. And for that reason, I want to explore these ideas with you. If you appreciate that this is super realistic, I'm a real analyst just as much as you are, acknowledging that, shit, I can be wrong. And here's why. I'm going to be breaking all of this down for you in this video. There's a lot of meat to get through, but I'm going to keep it short. Then do me a favor and smash up the likes and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Really, really do appreciate that. But here's the thing. If we look at this market since we dropped below this area right here to our current time now, it's been about 9 days. And of that time, in terms of actual candles that have closed, we've basically only had about 6 to 12 hours of trading that happened above this green line, which means that pretty much, ladies and gents, this area has turned into resistance. Now, here's the good news, right? If this area is able to be broken as resistance, that's going to be a big sign, because, this $30,000 range has been very, very good support for Bitcoin over these last, call it 15 months or whatever. It's been a very, very good support zone for Bitcoin. So to see that we're now getting rejected is obviously horrific, very, very bad, very scary. This is not light resistance. This is not a good thing. But if we are able to break it, that would, in my opinion, mean that we've broken the strongest level of resistance on this chart. And if that's the case, I would expect a very quick rise up to the top of the $30,000 range. I would expect us to test levels like 39, 40, 42. And that's kind of where the next block of resistance comes in on this chart. This is all the optimistic stuff. We're going to get to the not so optimistic stuff in just a minute. Smash up the likes if you're excited for that. I don't know why you would be, but smash up the likes anyway. And yeah, this is the next kind of block of resistance that I'm seeing kind of stretching from basically the very high 30K range to the mid 40s, something a little bit like that. Obviously, the real high that we need to clear is going to be up here at that prior swing high at $48,000. But this 30K range, if we are able to break it, I'm quite optimistic about what might be happening. The problem is that if we don't break it, yeah, we could be looking at quite a little bit more downside price action. Because, you know, really what I think is happening right now is that, you know, we had this big move down that pretty much didn't stop. And we're now, for the first time pretty much since we hit that high at 48K. And by the way, I just want to put this in perspective. That was nearly a month ago. Oh, I'm sorry, what? That was nearly 2 months ago, my bad. You know, because that happened at the end of March. And we're now coming up to the end of May. Wow, that is crazy, ladies and gents. By the way, I'm gonna be in Monaco with the Bybit team. I don't know if the team is going there, but definitely many of the people from Bybit are gonna be at Monaco for the F1 thing at the end of this month. All of the YouTubers that you probably watch that work with Bybit are gonna be there as well. So if you happen to be there, hit me up, shoot me a DM on Instagram, link down below. And if you want to use the same exchange that I've been using to rip trades in these markets, it's right there on Bybit. And when you sign up using my link in the description down below, you're going to get some extra money deposited into your account for free, which you can do whatever you like with. So check it out. All you got to do is sign up using my link down below, make your first deposit, and you're going to get some free cash for it. So check it out. I'm going to be in Monaco with the guys. So if you want to meet up, if you want to do anything cool, if you happen to be there, if you're into F1 and, you know, cool stuff that happens in Monaco, I'm gonna be there. Check it out with my Instagram. But yeah, for now, let's just bring it back to the charts. Obviously, this can turn very, very ugly. There's still, you know, quite a lot of good reasons for why we're going to move up, by the way, and that's still my bias. I just want to make that very, very clear. But the next thing that I want to point out to you guys, and you're really not going to like this, but that's exactly why I have to talk about it, is just showing you how, you know, this market, Bitcoin, has shown some similar signs to this in the past. I just want to take a very small example right here. This is a reach. This is a stretch, by the way. This is not particularly sound analysis in my opinion, but the reason I'm showing this to you is to prove a very, very important point. And all I'm going to do is just stretch a box out all the way here. You know, that's going to basically stretch from, yeah, kind of 2018 to 2020, or actually it starts off in about 2017. Around over here, more or less like a 2 or 3 year support resistance zone. And what you can see if we replay the chart over here, switch it onto the 4-hour time frame, is that we had good support at the $13,000 range. This chart right now we're looking at is kind of November, December, January from 2017 entering 2018. So this was the big 20K spike that many of you will know about, ideally all of you. And yeah, you can see that pretty much even from the big run up that we had, this level right here was essential for the market. You know, we were already falling down into this range when we peaked at 17.6. We found support only over here and then continued rallying up. And that's quite important because it meant that the market dropped for 25%. It could have found support anywhere in between. It could have found support at the very round $15,000 potential support area, but it didn't. It found support at 13. So very important level. And again, many more examples of how this $13,000 level was important. And the reason that I think this actually holds a lot, you know, means a lot, is that the market was extremely volatile at this time. I mean, it was moving very, very quickly. We were clearing price levels that we had never seen before, like it was nobody's business. And, you know, the thing is for a support area then to last for 40 days, in that context is quite a powerful thing, in my opinion. You know, to me, that is, you know, a sign of something very, very significant, right? If we're able to stick to the same support area during a massively volatile time period for 40 days, that means it's a significant level. And no surprise, actually, when we slipped below this level, we did come back up for a back test, and we did find resistance, and we did drop lower. And if we play this chart forward, the market wasn't able to return back to that level at all until a year and a half later, maybe even a little bit more than that. So it didn't go well, to say the least, right? You can see that we did end up forming rallies, but we couldn't get high enough. We only peaked at 11. We tried again. we still couldn't get high enough, and the thing tanked down. So that is a great example of how, when you have these kind of really strong support levels and then you back test them as resistance. Back test isn't the right word, but when you come back and you test them as resistance, you have a problem. And I know we don't like hearing these kind of ideas, but that's not going to change the reality of these markets. So pardon me, sorry about that. That's exactly why I still talk about it. It's precisely because, my opinions, my biases, the fact that I don't want to see this happen isn't going to change what might actually happen. And so we come back to here, and actually let me just take my Bybit chart, because that's where I have my boxes drawn now. This is kind of where I think it makes sense to expect that, if this thing does get you see, the thing is we've got this floor right here, so the full picture, really, and I think it's worth considering, is that, I am seeing, a resistance range kind of, stretching between 30.2 to 31.2, but I'm also seeing a support range, which, kind of stretches between about 29 and 28.6. So it's a much tighter support range. The resistance range is a little bit bigger. But the overall point here is that we are just kind of trading in this sideways range. And again, one of the points I was trying to make earlier is that, if we kind of look at how this is shaping up now, especially, within the context of what happened previously, since the dump initiated up here, we didn't have any real move up or any consolidation sideways, right? So we're getting that consolidation sideways. We have had the move up as well, so we're kind of getting them both at the same time, which is ideal. But this, I don't know how long this can go on for. And the thing is obviously with the overall bias still being bearish, even though things like the Fear and Greed Index are very, very bullish right now, in my opinion, with the overall bias still being bearish, the problem, right? And this is the thing that I need you guys to understand, because it's so delicate, is that if we lose this support area, we don't have any more support until $20,000. That's the next major area of support. There is no local support around here. There is no support nearby. There's no support that we can look at historically. There's just not really much on this chart that can help Bitcoin. If we take my Coinbase chart, which is the standard chart I always use, and that's just out of habit. It's not because I like Coinbase. I actually think they're a horrible company, but I like their chart, and because they're regulated in the United States, I figure, they're a safer chart to look at as well. This can give us some signs of, where we might be able to expect a little bit of support, but this is still at $26,000, this consolidation zone. If you're subscribed, you're going to know all about that. And this zone right here at 23, this is a stronger area of support, but even then, ladies and gents, it doesn't matter. It's so far away. We're trading at $29,000 right now. So, we're too far away to think about those support ranges right now in terms of price levels, right? In terms of time, we can get down there in one day. I mean, it can be very, very quick, because there's absolutely no liquidity in this range. There's no reason for people to want to buy Bitcoin if we drop below these support levels, like this one right here. And that's my point, is this only takes one fat-fingered sell order to trigger another waterfall. And ladies and gents, when you form these kind of patterns, I just want to make sure we're all aware of this. When you form these kind of patterns where you establish a prior swing low, you move up, you trade sideways for a bit, if you come back down to that swing low again, you're most likely going to lose it. I don't make the rules. This is not a rule, but I don't make up the statistics. Go back test this yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm just telling you what I've seen from my 5 years in these markets. Ladies and gents, I've developed gray hairs in these fucking 5 years, and I'm 20 years old. So these markets move very quickly. 5 years in Bitcoin's world is like decades. Pardon me. It's like decades in the conventional world, and so if you don't want to backtest it, take it from me. I have no incentive to lie to you about this. These kind of patterns end badly most of the time. The reason they end badly is what we're doing here essentially is within a downtrend, we're establishing a low, we're recovering from that low, we're, giving people a chance to accumulate their Bitcoins here to get fucked on another drop if that drop happens. And at this point, if you revisit that swing low for a second time, you're most likely going to lose it. Let me give you a great example of this. This is going to blow your minds. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. If I just replay the chart to right here, and we zoom in even further, let's take the 15-minute time frame. Guess what we're about to start seeing, ladies and gents? Let me just draw this absolute low right here. This is the same as the absolute low at, whatever, 25K that we've just had printed, 10 days ago or so. And if we just draw the resistance range as well, we've basically kind of got the same setup in the market right here. And if we fall down to this low, what's going to happen? What it's going to mean is that we've established a new low at 29,600, thereabouts. We've managed to rise up, and we've just kind of, for the most part, we lost those gains. So for the most part, we're just kind of trading sideways. Let's play the chart forward and see what happens. Look at this. We're still trading sideways, still trading sideways. It's, it's hitting the top of the range. It's hitting the bottom. I think I can reasonably draw a support range right here, and I can remove this box because this box doesn't need to be illustrated with a support range. This is the swing low. Now this chart is looking exactly like what I was showing you a few minutes ago, right? If we keep playing this chart forward, look at what happens the next time we drop down over here. In this case, we had a ridiculous fake out, but we ended up losing those gains very quickly afterwards, and yeah, we haven't been back at these levels yet. This is the level that we're getting rejected from right now. If I extend this box forward, I'm not sure how far I can extend it, but if I do extend this box forward, this is exactly the range that the market is struggling at right now. Look at that. Look at that wick right there. You see that? Like, we nearly hit that range. We couldn't quite break it. And that's what we're working with right now. So, don't fall into the trap of thinking that this would be any different if we spend a lot of time fucking around over here, and then we come back down here. There's nothing nice that I'm going to be expecting on this chart. You could expect a double bottom. That would be somewhat reasonable to say that, we kind of fall down here, form a double bottom, and then rise up. But that's wishful thinking, in my opinion. And the reason it's wishful thinking is that we're in a very strong downtrend right now, and we don't have the support to justify finding a double bottom. If this $25,000 level was very strong support, and we've interacted with it in the past, and there are strong moving averages, although there are actually moving averages around the 25k level which are important, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. If you want me to, just drop a comment telling me you want to see it. But if we are in a setup like that, and 25k actually has a little bit more significance, then yeah, for sure, I'm going to be interested in what it's showing me. But at the moment, that's not the case. We don't have good support at the 25k level, and so if we fall down to it, I have to expect that we're going to sweep that low. And by the way, this isn't just like what's happened recently in the market. This is completely typical for Bitcoin historically as well. We haven't really done it in this downtrend because it's been such a vicious one, but when you look at, the more healthy downtrends that Bitcoin has printed, ladies and gents, as soon as you hit a low and then you clear it, you're usually in deep shit. I can find a good number of examples for you right here. Again, this was also quite a crazy dump, but if we look at everything kind of before the big coronavirus crash, so basically everything that happened from 10k and lower, take a look at this right here. You see we establish a swing low right here on this wick. This was on a ridiculously manipulated move, but it was still a swing low. The next time we hit that low, we broke it and we fell lower. Then we set a new swing low right here at $8,400. The next time we came down to this low, we lost it and we dropped much lower. And then again, guys, the cycle continues on and on and on. This is such a typical pattern for Bitcoin. We establish a new swing low, recover up a little bit, we come back down. Okay, this is one of these instances where we get one final, breath of air, and then we're diving deep down into the crypto abyss. To quote 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗧𝗏. Guys, if you're not watching 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗏, I don't know what you're doing. You're watching my channel, but you're not watching him. He is a much better analyst than I am, and I've learned a lot from him. So go search him up. He's absolutely great. He's very dramatic with his videos, but his analysis is top tier. And by the way, he was predicting this move. He was actually right about this. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the very bearish side, just to, ground us and bring us back to reality. I know that, we've got our investments and we don't want to watch them dropping lower. And God forbid you've been holding altcoins throughout this whole fucking mess. You're in an even worse position then. But this is still a situation in the market, in my opinion, where we're good for now. We've seen a lot of blood. I still feel like we need to recover. I'm very, very uncomfortable seeing that we have resistance at 30k. That is a fact. There's absolutely no way around it. I hate seeing it. And the thing is if we look at that box that I had drawn at 13k, if I just kind of stretch this out, I'm only showing this to you to put this kind of thing in perspective, so that we kind of have a good sense of what's going on. I'm sorry, this is very hard to draw when you're zoomed out, but let me show this to you here. You can start to get a sense for how, this area was resistance. The first time we ever established it as resistance was basically January 2018, and that was the drop that led us down to $6,000. So the price more than halved from there. I'm not saying that's going to happen now, obviously, but I'm just showing you what's happened in the past. That level stayed, serving as resistance into June of 2019 and into August of 2020. So there's a lot that happened here, which really, it just came off this one instance here where we fucked up and we lost this area as support. So 30k is a much bigger area, was a much bigger area of support in my opinion, and for that reason, I don't want to think about what kind of resistance it can be. That's just me. The sooner we recover above this level, the better. And I still think we've definitely got a chance right now. I think that if we do break it, we can fly very quickly higher because there's just going to be so much bullish sentiment in the market. That is all obviously very, very exciting. But for now, it is just a case of waiting to see if that even happens, because it might not. We might just keep tumbling lower, and this bear market could get a lot worse. And unfortunately, there are some signs which show me that might happen. Sorry, I'm just moving about right here. I was just moving one of my cables. One of those signs is what is going on with the S&P 500, because it's still continuing to slip lower. The market is open. It closes in 39 minutes though, and it is continuing to grind lower. And the problem that I'm seeing here is that I don't see any real support for the S&P 500 until and unless it drops by a further 8 to 10%, which is a lot for the S&P 500 to be dropping by, and it's already down, by the way, by 20%. So by standards, for the S&P 500, if you drop down by more than 20%, you are technically, according to some people's definitions, you are technically in a bear market. So that is not a recession, by the way. I don't know why people call these things recessions. Recession means 2 consecutive quarters, so 6 months, where the economy is shrinking. That is totally different. That's a totally different thing to seeing the stock market crash. Stock market crashing does not mean we're in a recession. They usually happen at the same time, but it's not the same thing. And we're talking about technical things here, so we need to be technical. We need to be specific about the language we use. Anyway, guys, that's what I'm seeing right there. You guys already know the deal. There's so much going on. Bybit has like a fucking never-ending list of coins. These are the inverse perpetuals, but their USDT perpetuals are just, they go on forever. They used to have Luna, but obviously they delisted Luna when everyone else did. But there's so much going on right here. Look at all the new coins they keep on adding. I don't even know how they're churning this shit out, but they got Lena now. That's cute. So if you want to get in on Bybit trading on the very same exchange that I'm using, even if you've already got an account, if you're looking for a backup because you're a responsible guy and you know not to keep all of your eggs in one basket, and your exchange can go down, your account can get hacked. We don't like to think about these things, but this is the reality of being a crypto trader. You have custody of your funds and you better fucking take it seriously. So spreading your eggs out in multiple baskets is always a good idea, in my opinion, and it's worth checking them out. These guys have got the best liquidity aside from Binance. I'm not sure if Binance is better, but it's more than enough even for me, and so I'm totally fine with it. Super stable. I've never ever had an issue with them, so check them out, all with the link in the description down below. And when you sign up, you are going to get some deposit bonuses as well, some free cash deposited into your account as well after you make your first deposit. You already know the deal. If you want to be able to see how I'm trading these markets, how I'm walking around scouting opportunities and then pouncing on them when the time is right, then the steps to join VIP are on screen right here. If you don't want to pay for anything but you want more content from me, just click on the first link in the description down below. It's going to take you to my free 4Flies Gold channel, which looks something a little bit like this, with a few more members now, and that is completely free of charge. We give you more analysis, more updates around the clock from myself and my team. If you want to take the next step into VIP, then click on my name at the bottom of any post there, and then that'll take you to this screen where you can send me a message. Really hope you have enjoyed this one. You know what to do. If you have, hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.